Oh, SITE-42 staff, are you a sight for sore eyes? Site, yeah, you get it. SITE-42, good to see you this morning, afternoon. I don't know what time it is. It's been a long day and we're only getting started. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, not level 2 researcher. I am the site director of this damn site. The words feel weird. And honestly, I don't know exactly what we're going to be doing today. Cleanup is happening across the site here regarding yesterday's raid and containment breach. I heard the commissary was gone, but then we got the commissary back, so that's good. Weird, but I guess not weirder than anything else around here. I'm running late today because apparently there's some sort of temporal anomaly that needed immediate attention. I don't know what you guys know about it, but apparently in the year 2050, apparently the vice president in 2050 has been erased from existence? I don't know. Apparently, you can look at this on the SCP database. It's called All You Need to Know About the Failed President Crenshaw Assassination Attempt. And apparently, this is from the year 2050, so 2050. We're not there yet. But in the year 2050, this President Crenshaw of the United States gets a near assassination, and then their vice president, Charlie Kirk, takes over as president in the interim until Crenshaw recovers. But apparently this vice president has been erased from chronological existence? we're not exactly sure what happened in this timeline to cause this to happen. If you guys are familiar, then, I mean, you can check out the article. The article exists. So that is, you can read this on the SCP database. Apparently there's something going on. I've got researchers on it because I've got bigger fish to fry right now. Meanwhile, so for those of you asking about my memory, well, I'm told my sore jaw has something to do with it. Apparently, Clef gave me a hell of a right hook yesterday. And then when I complained, when I woke up how much that hurt, Clef said, "Oh, little baby has a toothache? Do what we do back home and put some whiskey on it." So, that's what we're doing, I guess. Now, let's not give Clef punching me that much credit, please, lest he try it again. I also have a dosage of Nestix that I'm currently going through. I'm definitely not giving full credit to Clef punching me. I'm just saying. It's also the Nestix. Also, this tree is here in my office now. I was told something about a gift. Not sure what it's doing here right yet. But before we get further into this, let me go back to the top of the chat here. I forgot. Cosmic, congratulations on being our first chatter of the day. And then Sins, Sally, Scarlet, Puppet Boy, Blackwood, Frogman, Zombie Cat, Ethan, Voidell, Dark Duality, Neptune System, Amber, Aoki, Java Name, Kitus. Still scrolling. Trey. Billy Go-Goat. Dr. Dyshern. The Beast No. All of you, welcome to stream early. Thank you for being punctual. And thank you for being members. Meanwhile, Ren, Darling Industrial, SCP-610-XPSA, Renee, and Avari, welcome to chat just for being you today. So, welcome to our cleanup stream. We have work to do today. Charlie 10 Pro, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Since the commissary's back, grab yourself a tuna salad sandwich as you pass by. And what if Mary Poppins was an SCP? How would it be contained? I'm not sure. That individual is quite toony. And they can go through dimensional portals, so they're very hard to contain, unfortunately. Do you still remember SCP-72? Nine dash J. I didn't want to have to think about that in the morning. Love the hair. Thank you, Rookie. I appreciate it. So are you anomalous after all, Dr. Sherman? I don't know. Sin, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. As well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself some crab legs at the commissary if you want some. Good to have you back. Doctor, it was a nightmare under Steve. I haven't done anything bad like placing SCP-41D3N73-J everywhere just to annoy Steve. Where did... What happened with Steve? Hold on a second. I've got a notification here. I don't like that Dr. Clef has sent me a SkipNet video file that is just titled Clef is angry. Let's
Howdy there, SITE-42 fam. Alto Clef, now that I have your attention. We need to talk about yesterday. Now, firstly, I would like to commend you all for your quick thinking and teamwork at our time of need. But I don't want to thank you for putting my daughter in danger. However that may be, let's move on to the brighter parts. Firstly, I would like to inform you all that Original Steve has been found. He's currently away in medical, just rambling on and on about became inside. And we're trying to figure that out still. He has no recollection of pretty much the past month, further than that maybe.
Huh.
So we're looking into that as well, and we've shown that there's no amnestics in his system. Now,
What?
in our studies, the sodium, what the hell did they write down here? Sodium pentothal treatment, showing he's telling the truth. Now, as for the idiot of an SCP, anomaly, or whatever it is, I'll be handling that once we figure out where it is. And if you're all lucky, I'll bring you along. Anywho, as for Sherman, we are working diligently to help him mend his mind, doing what we can to reconnect him to him. But, as I said earlier, Sherman, I've got a job for you and chat.
Oh.
You see, using 682 with Meanwhile in Australia was damn brilliant. Chaos from my own heart. But my daughter's been tested on 682 before. So your punishment is you, Sherman, and all of SITE-42 and chat. You're going to be going over the SCP termination logs for 682.
Aww. There's so much of that.
Familiarize ourselves with why we don't bring it out. Oh yes, dear. I'll be there in just a moment. You look lovely today. Oh, and one more thing, Sherman. I hope you enjoy your gift. My favorite MTF agent, the tactical goose, as I call them, had a brilliant idea, and I agreed. So anyways, chat, congratulations. I'm very proud of you. But if you ever bring my daughter near that thing again, I will go out of my way to make sure you experience every reality possible. Now, as always, take care of yourself. Drink a glass of water. And remember, your reality is what I make it.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh. Okay. Honestly, that could have gone worse. You guys really, meanwhile, in Australia at SCP-682 yesterday. Interesting. And I guess the tree brings something out to the office aesthetically. Don't know what the deal with that is. Okay. So, desk. You're in the chat, right? Yeah, okay. You're armed and ready. That's good. And yeah, I guess today we're studying the SCP-6A2 termination logs. Let me pull them up real quick. Joy of joys. Let me check back in with the chat real quick. Ooh, chat's flying. Very entertained to see Clef on screen, I see. He's a good bloke when he's not being a bad bloke. Um, 051, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself some data packets at the online commissary since you're an AI. Sherman, what did you do again? Listen. The amount that I remember from the last couple of days is 5 to 10% right now. I'm working on it. The nestic treatment continues for the next couple of days. I should be fine. Checking the chat. Avery. Dr. Sherman, is it okay that I see you as an online father figure? Intern American, yeah, that's... Your taste in father figures needs to be checked. Be careful with who you choose for that role, depending on if we work for a organization that throws people to the wolves as often as we do. Darling Industrial, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a shrimp cocktail at the commissary on your way past. Hey Doc, we've been stalling on the install for those 1006s, but you should probably cancel the invoice. Let me know if Service Network can help with the rebuilding. Hey, every port in a storm right now. We got a lot of work to do to clean this place up. Poopy Cutie, the desk of Alto Clef. Are you like a wooden desk? Specifically mahogany. Haunted Researcher, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab some snack mix at the commissary as you go by. I'm here, everything back to normal today. Well, we're not being raided, if that's what you mean. But they're doing site cleanup. I'm supposed to tell you guys about the 682 logs, which we'll do in a little bit. But right now I've just got a nestic headache. I can hear different thoughts on a subject on opposite sides of my brain, and they're getting close together, but it's not pleasant. Dr. Cullivan, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself some tuna tartare at the commissary. Ah, man, I didn't mean for this to happen. Was just trying to help. I don't know what you did, but everything seems, pardon, as okay as it could be, so I wouldn't be too apologize-y. Jonathan, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself some cookie dough at the commissary if you want some. Dr. Sherman 0512 says, and I quote, that your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries. Well, I don't want to talk to 0512 anymore. Him or his silly niggets. Dr. Sherman, why was there no song at the end of yesterday's stream? I mean, to be fair, I don't really remember ending streams, so I don't know what the answer to that might be. Oh51, thank you for donating again. Sure, my office, SITE-42 East Wing. Yes, the abandoned one door, 87398-A1. Get my whiskey bottle. They have comments in the blend and some memory recovery meds. Hey, I shouldn't mix nestics here. Medical's got me on a deal here. So, we're supposed to go over the 682 logs today. How about this? You guys pick an SCP and we see if it was tested on 682. And that'll get us through a bunch of it, I bet. We just pick SCPs and see if they've been cross-tested with 682. That sounds like a idea. And trust me, keep naming them as we go because we're going to be doing this for a while. Dr. Cullivan, thank you for donating again. I was the one who suggested 682. I didn't do my research first. My apologies. Hey, you know, then someone, I don't remember who, came up with meanwhile in Australiaing 682, which turned it into opposite day. And it helped us. So you didn't do wrong because it worked. Now, whoever decided to put Mary as in M-E-R-I, by the way. M-E-R-I is how it's spelled Mary. Otherwise known as SCP-166. Whoever decided to put it in with the 682 wing, that person has to answer to Clef. What happened to your memory in the first place, Doc? What happened? Was it Steve? So, I don't remember everything after the last days in quarantine. But I'm being informed by Clef right here that Steve was not in control of his facilities and was interim site director while I was quarantined. So it's possible whatever replacement Steve there was or had control of Steve, I don't know, was probably there for it. I don't know. Do the words became inside mean anything to you? That's what Steve was muttering. And so if became inside means anything to you, then maybe that's something we can look up. Oh51, thank you for donating again. Worries not, I made it myself with everything. Okay. Interaction between SCP 3305 and SCP-682. I don't feel like 3305, Bread Jesus, is a dangerous anomaly, so it wouldn't have a chance of destroying 682. Nope, it's not listed. All right. What is an Equus ferus cobolus? I never really got into the Latin genuses. Testing that with 682. Item, 1 Equus ferus cobolus deceased, and 1 baseball bat. Tissue test record, overridden by O5 command. Termination test record. SCP-682 picked up baseball bat and began to swing it at the deceased equine. SCP-682 appeared to enjoy beating the test material. SCP-682 returned to containment. Notes: success. Wait, equine. Is that a horse? Did we really let SCP-682 beat a dead horse for funsies? What a peculiar... Who ordered that test? Puppet Boy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a tamale on your way past the commissary. SCP-2719, inside. Probably what Steve was saying. Okay. Well, Sprezzatura, welcome to Site-42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. And let's take a detour to SCP-2719. Codename Inside, okay. Object class Keter, special containment procedures. SCP-2719 should be kept inside. That's all? One sentence for containment procedures. Not very securely contained or protected, I think. Description. SCP-2719 is a variable abstract metaphysical construct pointer. Concept acted upon by SCP-2719 will either go inside or become outside. Further information on SCP-2719 should not be provided to personnel who are both sapient and biological. And we do have a test on 682. And in this test, we have... Wait, why isn't it showing? Why isn't it showing? Refresh, damn you. 2719. SCP-682 test record. SCP-682 went inside. Termination test record. Outside. What the hell? What does that mean? Senior researcher, Frogman, you're saying they made it inside out? Would they swallow their pride? Would they choke on the rind, but the lack thereof would leave them empty inside? Please don't tell me the Christmas tree is up unironically. Is it really a Christmas tree? It's not decorated. It's just a... Hey. Hold on a second. Let me turn that off for a second. Do you guys hear something? Huh. I guess not. Sin, thank you for donating twice. I've experience with it and my former mistress Tessa. I am wearing her skin right now and I'm happy with it. Just take SCP. Cool. 9 I don't want that. I don't want that. Also, I hope 051 doesn't look under his desk. Ugh. "051, thank you for donating again. It's Dr. Sherman here, knock at the door. All he finds is a dusty and full Queen Margot whiskey bottle with the post-it note that says 051 emergency whiskey on the ground, while an old rusted robot turns the corner. Well, I'll have to pick that up when we're done. Drowsy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself, I guess, some fruitcake at the commissary, because, hey, I'm an early Christmas or two. You're an honorary, I don't know that flag. Although I think someone said early Christmas in the Philippines? So is that by proxy? Yeah, that's a Filipino flag. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm just, they gave me this as a gift, I guess, to make me feel better after the events of the last week. It's, you know, aesthetically pleasing, I guess, for the office. I don't really get the point of it, but... Okay, other SCPs to test on 682. SCP-67? I don't know how we would test a fountain pen on 682. Oh, we absolutely did. Wait a minute. Item SCP-067. Note, whilst this will not do any damage to 682, we could gather potentially useful information about its past. Research redacted signed. Termination test record. SCP-067 introduced a containment chamber. 682 appears cautious. It goes on to pick up the pen with its right forearm. Immediately begins scratching something into the floor. SCP-682 utters several profanities, likely due to shock. After approximately 3 minutes, SCP-682 throws SCP-067 to the side of the chamber. SCP-067 is undamaged, before doing what research personnel have described as proudly examining its creation. SCP-682 has drawn an image, via scratching into the steel, of itself sitting on a mound of human corpses, surrounded by a group of crying people wearing the armor of Roman legionnaires. A standard protrudes from the mound, ornately inscribed with Latin text reading Legio IX Hispania, and an image of what appeared to be a bull. SCP-067 successfully recovered due to temporarily increased docility of SCP-682. So we, apparently it killed some Roman legion at some point. Very useful test. Ben, welcome to SITE-42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Cameron, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself some taquitos on your way past the commissary if you want some. I didn't steal, everything finally sounds hinged today. Glad your memory's coming back, Dr. Sherman. Sorry for name-dropping your old friend last stream. Dr. Knight. Well, if it helped the scenario, then I guess no need to apologize, Dr. Knight. I'm not exactly having great memory of what happened yesterday, but I'm sure the nestics will kick in soon. Sin, thank you for donating again. I didn't steal the whiskey and placed it there. Okay. Rebel Commander, thank you for donating again. Everything contained? What's going on? Tell me what day, what year you think it is, and how long you've been for the Foundation site director feeling better. It is currently September 10th, 2025. And I've been site director for a while. Someone asked him if he has the bracelets back. No, it's one of those days where I didn't feel like getting gussied up is all. Pretty tired, so yeah, fashion is passion, but today's a rest day. 051, thank you for donating again. Sin, if you touch the bottle I offered to Sherman, I'm going to activate the warheads of your site. Sin, I do what I want, 051. Thank you both for donating and arguing in my chat. Also, Sin is stationed here at 42, so please don't blow up the site. We just stopped the Chaos Insurgency from activating the Alpha Warhead yesterday. We don't need another scare. SCP-117, find the tool to kill 682. Well, intern Lucas, let me see what we find about 117. Okay. Looking for it. Tissue test. SCP-117 produced an array of pneumatic hammers which automatically pounded the sample until it was thin slurry. The hammers then disassembled themselves and reformed into particle beam weaponry, which fired repeatedly on the slurry until it was incinerated. D-Class subsequently diagnosed with near-lethal mineral deficiencies. Termination test record. SCP-117 produced an unidentified machine which teleported itself and the D-Class personnel 3 kilometers away. D-Class was deceased upon recovery. Subsequent attempts to use SCP-117 in this fashion have uniformly resulted in it teleporting away. So apparently it has decided it's not going to do the thing. Rebel Commander, thank you for donating again. Timeline restored. We'll tell ASL to stop looking for you. Good. Raccoon Dog, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member, I think. Make sure to grab yourself a snack at the commissary, maybe some Chex Mix. Hey Doc, feeling well? Still looking sassy. Well, I'm a bit exhausted, but I'm alive. Little sore of jaw, but I guess Clef could have done worse. O51, thank you for donating again. Very well. Sound of grinding and rust begin to come from the abandoned East Wing as an old abandoned containment robots reactivate and begin chasing Dr. Sin. Guys, we just cleaned up the site. No messes. We're still working on it. No messes. So, what happened after yesterday? For a catch-up, apparently the timeline goes like this, as far as everyone can deduce so far. Steve, my assistant, has not been Steve for at least a month. And during that time, put me into quarantine for being anomalous. That way, the not Steve could take over the site, which had something to do with a Chaos Insurgency / GRU Division P raid of the site. I'm not exactly sure what those things have to do with each other, unless was fake Steve working with them or something? Was it a random event that interrupted something? I don't know. We found Clef and the team found Steve in a closet, repeatedly saying the phrase became inside, became inside, became inside, which one of you just brought up for the 682 test, right? Wasn't there an SCP for that one? Something about inside? Anyways, I'm taking Nestix to recover my memory, and whiskey to help with my sore jaw after Clef decked me. Dark Duality, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab some chicken cordon bleu at the commissary. Someone gave Steve SCP-2719. And Puppet Boy says, I brought it up, 2719. I think Steve was affected by it somehow. Wait, you guys think that this has to do with Steve, not 682? Desk, the last thing I see that you posted was the word testing and a link to the Ko-Fi. But I don't see that thing that's being hid in that full paragraph. Maybe today it's decided that that's spam because the auto mod is being crazy. But perhaps you just got to change the paragraph or something. Yes, it's inside. I think he was put inside somehow. Yes, it sounds like it. All right. I will look at 2719. Let's go over here. Rizky, welcome to SITE-42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. And okay, real quick. Oh, wait, that's right. Sorry, 2719. Two 2719. Focus. Focus. Experimental data. Pointer was a 2008 Opel Astra. Outcome was inside. D5789 was the pointer, went inside. D5794 went inside. D5796 became inside. D5802 went inside, inside distressed. Containment unit 2719-A went inside, inside dies. Containment unit 2719-B went inside. Containment unit 2719-C became inside. D5803 went inside. D5805 went inside. D5812 went inside. D5813 became inside. Containment unit 2719-B became inside. Uleborg, Finland became inside. Population of Uleborg went inside. Successful use as evacuation procedure. They really need to take better notes. I'm finding this pretty hard to understand right now. Containment Unit 682-V became inside. 682 went inside. 682 became inside. 682 went inside. 682 went inside. 682 went outside. Inside. 682 outside. Just outside. 05 became inside. Dr. Zermello went inside. Punishment became inside. 057 went inside. Dr. Redacted became inside. Intestinal distress outside. Nice try. Dr. Redacted went inside. Now don't do it again. Terry, Australia became inside. Population of Terry went inside. Transcendence became inside. 051 became inside. Transcendence became inside. 052 became inside. Transcendence became inside. 053 became inside. Transcendence became inside. 054 went inside. Transcendence outside. Transcendence outside. Transcendence outside. I gotta tell you, with the headache I have right now, this is not making a lot of sense. What does this have to do with Steve? Java Name, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a schnitzel on your way past the commissary. Doc, I think we should investigate janitor Pepito Rodriguez. I have a feeling that he kidnapped a Chaos Insurgency agent on locker E4. I have no proof, but I'm pretty sure of that. Well, Java Name, if he kidnapped a Chaos Insurgency agent, we like that. We want them locked down. I would enjoy it if we had one of them to interrogate. That would be good for us. Dr. Pepper Dragon, thank you for your 4-month member message. Your research here into the battle against the white names is much obliged. I don't know what happened, but I'm glad I'm off this week. I kind of feel like I was off this week somehow. I don't feel awake like I was off. Selma, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a cheesecake on your way past the commissary. Hey Doc, just joined, and is that a Christmas tree in the corner? Sir, we're in the beginning of September. What is this? How dare you, sir? It's not a Christmas tree. It's not decorated. It's just a tree. A Douglas fir tree, to be exact. Absolute Solver Sin, thank you for donating again. Taking control of robot using callback ping. You won't get me 051 too easy for me. You won't have this robot anytime soon. Oh, the robot wars have begun. 051, thank you for donating again. The old containment robots managed to recover the whiskey bottle and place it in Sherman's personal desk vault while 3 of them guard it. Good work. Guarding the whiskey? Monster Sec, thank you for your first donation of today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a plate of chicken tenders on your way past the commissary. Hey, Doctor, yesterday was crazy. Also, now what do you think of the experiments I ran on 999? I gotta be honest, I remember you were running experiments, but I don't remember what they were. It's the nestics haven't fully kicked in yet. Is Cactus Man okay? You say he got shot in the leg yesterday. Joey Smith of Serpent's Hand? Am I remembering wrong that you work for the UIU? Amnestics are a hell of a drug. Who are you infiltrating right now? Cactus Man. What is Cactus Man's status? SCP-2800 is currently in medical, and they are currently regrowing its legs. Okay. They're currently regrowing its legs that it lost in the battle, apparently. Felix, thank you for donating again. Hey there, hope everything is all right. Did we win? Maybe this is your first donation and I'm not remembering. Grab a pastry at the commissary just in case, if that's true. 051, thank you for donating again. Now I understand why I'm in the database. Okay. Rebel Commander, thank you for donating again. We are the Borg. Lower, we will add your biological and technological distinctives to our own resistance is futile. Has there ever been a crossover where we fought Star Trek? I mean, the Church of the Broken God is basically the Borg. So... Folds, welcome to SITE-42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Monster Sec, thank you for donating again. Doctor, I just got onto the site because apparently 250 is getting fussy or something. 250? I don't remember that one off the top of my head. Don't remember a lot of things off the top of my head right now. Hold on. There's that... No, it's not a sound. Is it weirdly quiet to you guys? I hate to be a stereotype, but it's quiet. Too quiet. Huh. Well, we'll turn the music up, and that'll be that. Silent Follower, thank you for your first donation of today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a nice cup of tea on your way past the commissary. Good night and welcome back, Dr. Sherman. Why did you say, oh yes, yes, it's good to be back, I guess. It's a headache to be back. Dr. Sherman, you don't say the Q word. Billy Go-Goat, now listen. It's not as if I invoked SCP... What is the classification? It's not like I invoked SCP-WCPGW-J. I know what you're talking about, but trust me, WCPGW-J, that is the one we don't invoke around these parts. No matter what, you do not invoke SCP-WCPGW-J. O51, thank you for donating again. Okay, sending one of the robots to investigate. Good luck. Selma, thank you for donating again. Saying the Q word. What a terrible mistake. It's not SCPWCPGW. That's annoying how many letters there are in that. Dr. Cullivan, thank you for donating again. You notice that too? I'm getting nervous. I'm just glad there is no ticking. Oh, yeah, we don't need a mysterious ticking sound right now. Monster Sec, thank you for donating a member message. Thank you for your level 1 research. Your service and membership in the battle against the White Names is appreciated. Dr. Problem, 250 is trying to breach containment. Isn't that the Allosaurus skeleton? Yes. I mean, we don't want a dinosaur running around. I mean, just get some vegetables in there so it eats. Just feed it. It probably hasn't been fed due to all the chaos. Get some food in there. Sin, thank you for donating again. Places multiple SCP-41D3N73-J in 051's office. If you... Listen, I don't know which 05 is 051 because they're very mysterious. But if 051 is Italian, you are going to face such hell. Rebel Commander, thank you for donating again. Just got de-assimilated. Sorry for my prior actions. Cool. Let's not do it again, huh? All right, so tell me where the, what else should we test on 682? What else should we test on 682? Although we are time check about, I would say, 15 minutes away from the end of today's stream. So let's get a couple more in, that way Clef doesn't get on our asses about it. Can we feed a D class to 250? We're running short on food from yesterday's event. Monster Sec? Maybe. I'll check after stream and see if we can do that. Test 682 with Mr. Deeds. Have we... Oh, wait. I don't want to close that. I need that back. Termination log 662. Okay, Mr. Deeds is listed here. All right, so Mr. Deeds is summoned and asked if it can destroy 682 permanently. Mr. Deeds' response is, "I'm terribly sorry, sir. I'm afraid I can't." Mr. Deeds asked if he can kill 682. "Again, sir, I'm terribly sorry, but I'm afraid I can't." Mr. Deeds have asked if he can incapacitate 682. As a matter of fact, depending on how Sir means the word incapacitate, and depending on how long Sir wishes the creature to be incapacitated, yes. Mr. Deeds is asked to expand on how he would perform such an action. Sir, the simplest and quickest method, which I must point out would not be the most efficient, would be for me to offer myself up to the creature to devour me. Certainly its offensive capacities would be lessened whilst it is occupied in consuming my flesh. This should be the simplest, as it requires no preparation on my part, sir, but I'm certain you'll understand that the overall effect on the creature would be insignificant. Were I to engage the creature in combat, either with or without weapons, I could certainly occupy its attention and offensive capacities for a longer interval. Unfortunately, I'm afraid the creature would eventually defeat me, at which point it would begin consuming my flesh, as I have previously described. However, I could certainly booby-trap my person with a variety of noxious substances, soporifics perhaps, or explosives, or perhaps encapsulated neurotoxins, or even redacted, so that when the creature does invariably consume me, it can sustain further damage. That said, sir, I must remind you that the creature's tendency towards regeneration means that any damage I inflict would be sadly temporary. Mr. Deeds is thanked and dismissed, And Mr. Deeds' knowledge of redacted is not to be considered a security breach. Narinjas, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. As well as being a member, grab yourself a fillet on your way past the commissary. Shower thought, is Steam support part of the SCP world? Steam, like the video game selling platform? Oh, come back. I guess I could search the SCP database for Steam and omit any results that are talking about water. Steam, water, steam, water, steam, 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 steam. Steam, 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 it's all water, it's steam. Steam, 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 steam. Nope, that's also blowing off steam. All right, so that's all Steam. It's not going anywhere. You said Steam support. Maybe if I'm more specific, that will help. The answer to your question is no, I don't see anything like that. O51, thank you for donating again. Found it out why it is too quiet. Most of the personnel is still in the Nestix coma. Also, until they wake, I'm going to use the old and current containment robots to patrol the site for you. Also, I'm French with an Italian descent. My office now. Okay. Oh, well, have fun with the racist-ass pasta, then. Cameron, thank you for donating again. Have we tried saying invincible with SCP-3348? SCP-3348, you say. So this is the book that is in a language that makes concepts go away. Okay, what happened if 3348? Do we have a... We don't have a test. So if there's no test, then that means one could be arranged. Interesting concept. We'll add it to the list. No, the security team that finds the hackers and contains them as you report them. Are they part of an organization similar to SCP? Narinjas, I am unfamiliar with this, so I'm going to look it up real quick and see if I can get any details. But since their name was not listed in the database, I would assume that they are not part of our universe. Are you talking about the skit comedy series by Jaden Williams? Fun creator, interesting videos. If that's what you're talking about, then they do seem a bit intense, would be the phrase. Dark Duality, thank you for donating again. They tried, oh, that on 682. Yeah, I'm sure that that went not exactly well. How do I even search for that? Just give me one of those dots, I guess, and I'll search for it. Tissue taken without incident. 682 was restrained in chamber 145-B, and the laser was introduced. Laser began cutting into SCP-682's back. Command room emergency shutter was closed. Begin log. 682 asks, "What are you doing?" Laser begins carving info-hazardous data into SCP-682's hide. SCP-682 emits a loud roar. Command room emergency shutter closes. Laser finishes cutting. Entity manifests. 682 breaks restraints. Entity latches onto 682. 682 begins vocalizing. Entity demanifests, taking with it only the section of 682's skin which was carved with info-hazardous data. Test aborted. Woof. Epic Fire Dragon, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, Dr. Darkstar. As well as being a member, make sure to grab yourself some chili on your way past the commissary. Hey Doc, am I clear to return to the site? You back to normal. I'm recovering. And yes, it's clear to come back to site. We're just doing cleanup, so don't slack. That way you get back here and actually help out. Don't be so late that you miss the cleanup. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again. What happened after I turned into... What happened yesterday? Did everything clear up? Did I hurt any staff or SCP? Site all good? Also, when did Steve become site director? I thought that was you. No, Steve seems to have been... I don't know. Possessed? Replaced? We found Steve huddled in a closet repeating the phrase became inside, became inside, became inside, which some people are linking to SCP-2719, which has the code name Inside. But I'm not exactly sure how that anomaly functions, and my headache is stopping me from really understanding it. And if it's related to Steve's behavior, then we need to know what's going on. Sorry. The headaches from the Nestics are pretty bad. And also, this deafening silence. The music is not loud enough to drown it out. Where is it coming from? Selma, thank you for donating your member message. Thank you for being a mobile task force captain here for 2 months. We appreciate, or 4 months, 2 months, 2 months. We appreciate your service in the battle against the White Names. Well, I'm going to use this before I get any research or homework for the week, Doc. I guess either look into this weird silence, or you could look into 2719 and any links it has to Steve or what it could be about. Puppet Boy, thank you for donating again. I'm glad to have helped during the raid. I hope 662-1, 297, and 3305-1 were helpful. Hearing that our loaf and savory was allowed in was magical. Well, congratulations on your quick thinkingness. Seems that you are quite helpful, Agent. Perhaps once everything's back to normal, I can put in for a bonus for you. Researcher Voidell, thank you for your 4-month member message as a level 1 researcher. Your research into the plans that will help us win the battle against the White Names are well appreciated. How do you come up with plot ideas for streams? What? I'm just answering your questions and, you know, the situations that come up. I mean, life at the Foundation is never boring. Regular Sherman says that he is mostly a pantser, whatever that means, and that improv classes are important to your development as an actor. Not a planner, a pantser. Ugh. Ow! Come back here, come back here, come back here. You saw nothing. All right, hold on. I just saw something I need to hit real quick before I forget it. Dark Duality, thank you for your first message to the Ko-Fi. I appreciate you making the effort to make the trip so we get to keep a little more of the money because YouTube takes 30% of all donos. So appreciate you heading over there. So they tested, quote, 2 ordinary kids on 682. It didn't go well after that. The doc that did it got tested themselves. Just like normal children. Were they at least the Warfin D class? You know, the war orphans, the Warfins. I mean, we use Warfins for D class, but that seems a little out of line. (682) children. Item number SCP-166. Sample decomposed without incident. SCP-166 is placed in 682's containment chamber. 682 runs toward 166 as it begins to melt. 682's melting state accelerates as it gets closer to 166. At the point of contact, 682 has become what could only be described as a patch of grass covered with multiple flowers. Approximately 15 minutes later, 682 begins to regenerate at the same speed it initially melted at, regenerating faster and faster as time goes by. Upon full regeneration, 682 can be observed with several flowers and mushrooms on its back before a tree spontaneously sprouts out of his back, partially destroying the roof of its containment chamber. A tree? Why does that annoy me? Huh. So we've tested 682 on many a children then. It doesn't sound great. Okay, wait. Let me refresh some things. Browser issues. So, Clef said that 682 was tested on 166 was tested on 682, and so were multiple children by that last message I just read. I wonder if Clef had anything to say about that. Item test. 1 ordinary human child. Tissue test record non-applicable. Termination test record. Child began to scream and cry when 682 was introduced into the cell. Subject was immediately and messily devoured by 682. Notes. Okay, so that didn't work so well. Maybe the fact that the kid was crying made 682 perceive it as a hostile intent. Guest researcher Dr. W. Item. 1 ordinary human child. Drug to cancel extreme emotional reaction. Tissue test record non-applicable. Termination test record. Child stood and smiled, giggling at SCP-682 with no sign of fear. SCP-682 devoured the subject messily. Notes. Maybe we can try that again. I'm sure someone out there's a kid who will make friends with it like SCP-053 did. Signed, guest researcher Dr. W. Item. Guest researcher Dr. W. Tissue test record non-applicable. Termination test record. Subject screamed in terror and pounded on the door of the test facility, begging to be let out. 682 devoured it messily 3 minutes after being introduced. Notes. Effing sadistic asshole. I've got no sympathy for that moron whatsoever. Introducing children to this effing monster. What the hell? Assistant Director Clef. Oh. Well, that sure answers that. Dr. Darkstar, thank you for donating again. Yeah, hopping back to your reality may take a while. I'll try to be as quick as possible. Please do. Holly, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a tart on your way past the commissary. Have you heard of SCP-1741? I am unfamiliar with that anomaly, but I will look it up. It is codename A Boat Ride. It's the collective designation for a series of anomalies centered around an indestructible 2-meter-tall brick shack located on the bank of Redacted River in southern Louisiana. The door can't be opened. The interior is only visible when the window is opened by the humanoid within. When this occurs, the second anomalous property is revealed. The volume of interior is vastly greater than the exterior. It's some sort of anomalous boat ride. Okay. I was not familiar with this, but now I am. Thank you for pointing it out. Dr. Cullivan, thank you for donating again. Could it be the tree? Could what be the tree? It's just a tree. Darling Industrial, thank you for donating again. Truth burns, don't it? Gotta be honest, I don't know what this is in refer to. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again. You could be dealing with an SCP-1198. Well, I don't want to be dealing with any anomaly, so let me trick the database and make sure we're not in trouble here. Endless Echo. It's a sound file lasting 37.2 seconds that is encoded in waveform audio format. To unaided human hearing, it appears to be blank or a silent file. Audio analysis reveals a high-frequency sound wave, which is the upper limit of normal human hearing. When transposed to a lower frequency, the sound file plays a complicated, non-repeating sequence of atonal screeches, arrhythmic pauses, and pure tones. Although every subject who hears the transport sound file describes it as mildly to moderately unsettling, it only displays the anomalous properties when played as its original frequency. Copies of the file retain the anomalous property, but converting the file to MP3 or any other audio format eliminates the anomalous property. Well, I don't have any files playing on here except for the calming music. Sin, thank you for donating again. And 051, thank you for donating again. Shows the recording of the pen falling. I have it. Make a copy of Dr. Sin recording the Sherman pen fall in folder Sherman's drunk file name 368. I'm not drunk because I have whiskey. I am a fairly large individual. It takes more than one glass to have an effect. It's just for the jaw ache. Come on, guys. Chill out. Zero, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab a hot link on your way past the commissary. Hold on, all right, so would Hell Divers be able to take on SCP-5000? Since they are a human race and it is against a entity outside of our dimension, the answer is a clear no. Holy hell, I just turned off the useless YouTube filter and I'm finally able to see your content again. Nameless Drifter, thank you for bringing this up. Every YouTuber is talking about it. It's high time I talked about it. YouTube restricted mode in your phones, in your browser on a computer. Every browser can have it on or on. It's on a on-browser basis, I discovered. So go to your YouTube icon in the top right corner, click on restricted mode, turn it off, or click on settings and then restricted mode, turn it off. A lot of people are having the views slam into the dirt because of this restricted mode change. So make sure you turn that thing off so you don't lose track of creators you like, because the AI that's figuring this out is obviously straight up stupid. Junior researcher Sherwood, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. You didn't send a message, so I'm just going to appreciate your generosity and grab yourself a Twix at the commissary. Rebel Commander, thank you for donating again. Can't give memberships. No idea why button not there. If you're on mobile, then most mobile stores take a cut of donations, and YouTube doesn't like that. So they restrict gifting to only on desktop. What you could do is go in your phone's browser, go into the stream, and then if you do it from desktop mode, then it'll avoid the App Store. But that's how picky it is because they don't want to pay the fees to the app stores. Captain Carlston, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some garlic bread on your way past the commissary. Can you hear it? Can you hear the silence? Yes, it's getting louder, which is not what silence does. Silence is silent. So the fact that the silence getting louder is pretty weird. I don't know what it is, but it's bothersome. Dr. Darkstar, thank you for donating again. SCP-4521 is in the room with you. You hate 4521 because it doesn't scream. I'm sorry, what? Dr. Sherman, when you hear the tree scream, will you be happy? Narinjas, what are you talking about? Thank you for donating again, but what? 051, the 367 other video in the Sherman is drunk file are from 1st of January 2025. Boy and you staff were drunk. Hey, we know how to party and we keep it safe, so it's fine. Zero, thank you for donating again. The serpent here, back from that generous vacation. Had a blast with Steve. You said no to me living in the party city. What about abandoned Five Guys? The nestics have not worked well enough for me to understand what the hell you're talking about. Meanwhile, you guys keep mentioning SCP-4521. Let me pull this up. 682 versus SCP-4521. No matches. What is it? Codename. Please raise your voice. My hearing isn't what it used to be. SCP-4521 is being kept in Site-551's bioterrarium unless transferred to Site-42 for use, and only accessible by personnel with level 2 clearance or higher. Additionally, attempts are to be made daily in an attempt to provoke vocalizations from Site SCP-4521. Description. SCP-4521 is a Douglas fir tree with abnormal shape and leaves. SCP-4521 was discovered within God's Silence, Oregon, after reports of an, quote, ear-piercing silence from the tree's vicinity. Amnestics were administered, and SCP-4521 was transported by implanted Foundation personnel agents to Site-551. Currently, SCP-4521's anomalous property is that it is incapable of screaming. No apparatuses are found on SCP-4521 that allow it to scream, and attempting to create one has been met with failure. See testing log. All attempts are being made to provoke screaming within SCP-4521. No mimetic or cognitohazardous phenomena originate or affect SCP-4521. Multiple attempts using several other anomalies have been made to detect any screaming, but no screaming was detected. Test log. The following attempts are attempts made by on-site personnel to eliminate SCP-4521's anomalous ability. Test 1. Carve a mouth on SCP-4521. Outcome. Several holes were placed upon SCP-4521 using a chainsaw. No screaming appears to emanate from these holes. Test 2. Use an extremely hot branding iron to imprint the word slave onto the base of the tree. No screaming detected. Brand disappeared within 2 days' time. The brand disappeared. You burn a brand into a tree, and then the brand just heals? That is anomalous as hell. You do not get to doubt me ever again. The testing log shows you. Test 3. Place multiple species of spiders upon SCP-4521's base. Outcome. No screaming detected. Approximately 30% continued to stay on the tree. 50% of the spiders stayed burrowed further into the tree. No screaming detected. If there were spiders burrowing into me, I would scream. If spiders were burrowing into you, would you not scream? I rest my case. In fact, I rest my case so hard that me and you are going to have a little chat. Farewell, Containment Hazard Assessment Team. Wish me luck. Hi there, chat. This is not Dr. Sherman. This is regular Sherman. I have to step in right now because you seem to have triggered something, I don't know. But for now, let's just say that it's the end of stream. And real quickly, we'll get through the last donos. I'm not gonna leave you hanging. But then we're gonna sign off for the day. Let Doc handle what he's gonna handle. Dr. Darkstar, thank you for donating again. Dr. Sherman, just try removing the tree from your room. Oh, that is what Dr. Sherman is doing. That is what he's doing for sure. You're right. Ghost Cowboy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself something from the commissary. I don't know what's in the commissary. I'm just a guy. Hey, I'm back with more whiskey. Sorry it took me so long. I got lost and I had to do one more store. 682 gave me some and now we are chill. Well, if that's how it is, then good to have you back, buddy. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this storyline. It was certainly fun. If you're not putting your characters through horrible fates, then you are not writing correctly. We're all here for a good time, but not our characters. Not our characters. No. So, yeah, why don't we just say goodbye and we'll see you tomorrow. An angel's smile is what you sell. You promised me heaven and put me through hell. Chains of love got a hold on me. When passion's a prison, you can't break free. Oh, you're a loaded gun. Yeah. Oh, there's nowhere to run. No one can save me. The damage is done. Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. You give love a bad name. I play my part, and you play your game. You give love a bad name. Yeah, you give love a bad name.